Good afternoon, it's Mr. Mortensen. I'm here again to do a little bit of review of our Unit 1.2, which is talking about rounding decimals and then adding and subtracting decimals. So we're going to go through and work a couple problems together, and they'll be very similar to ones that you will see on the actual test this week, which is happening tomorrow. So, check this out. Tonight, you're going to be ready to go tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about my first problem. My first problem all has to deal with money. A lot of the problems that we're going to see are dealing with money, but we're going to have to understand those skills that we worked on earlier this week with rounding and subtracting and adding. Okay, so my friend Dave, he wants to buy a brand new book bag because he's a stylish guy. He really likes to make sure that he looks good at school, and that's important to him. So Dave has $12. That's how much money he's got. Okay, now Dave, he goes to the store, and Dave sees that there are 3 bags that are available for purchase. But he knows his mom's going to want his change back when he comes back, and he's kind of a manipulator a little bit, so he wants to make sure that he gets at least as much bang for his buck. So he wants to spend as much as possible closely to the $12. So the first bag he sees is $12.72. The next bag he sees is $11.79. And the last bag he sees is $11.13. So I want to see how close I can get, which number is actually the closest that I can get to $12. But one way to actually start this is to ask ourselves, are there any bags that are more than $12? And there clearly is. There's one bag that's $12.72. Get rid of that answer. Makes our choices a lot less to deal with, and it makes it easier to figure out where I want to go. Now I'm going to actually look and see if I round these numbers to the whole number, which one is closer to 12. To do that, I know that this is the first whole number for 11, is the ones digit here. So that means that I'm going to look at this number to round this number. And remember, I like to circle my numbers, and I like to look to my neighbor and see if they're 5 or above. I'm going to add one more. 7 is more than 5, so I know I'm going to round this up to the next whole number, which is 12. So that's $12 right there. And then I'm going to look at this one, and I know I'm going to circle this ones digit. Look at the 10th digit. That's a 1. That's 5 or below. I'm going to let it rest. 4 or less, let it rest. So I know that I'm not going to round up. I'm going to keep it at 11. So it's very clear to me that B is my best choice of an answer. But after Dave goes shopping, Dave really loves to go and get some food. So Dave goes to Wendy's. I like Wendy's. Wendy's is good. The Frosties are really, really good. But this is what he sees on the menu, and this is what he wants to order. But my big thing here is he's not sure how much money he has left. He found a $20 bill on the floor at the backpack store. And so now he's got some money, but he kind of wants to estimate how much money he's going to spend. So when he's looking at these numbers, he's going to round these to a dollar value. And then he's going to kind of make an equation down here to kind of figure out about how much money do I need to buy my fabulous hamburger, fries, and soda. So to do that, to look at the whole number, I'm going to, once again, I'm going to circle the number that I want to round, and I'm going to underline the next door neighbor, and that's going to tell me which way am I going to round. I did it for all of them. Makes it easy for me. I look at the 5 here, 5 or above, I'm going to add one more, so now I'm going to round up. If I round up one more whole number from 2, that means I round up to 3. So this is $3. 6 here, I have a 2 here. I'm going to figure out whether or not I'm going to round it up to $3. I'm going to let it rest, stay at $2. 6 is 5 or more, so I know I'm going to round up. So that 2 becomes a 3. And then finally I look at the 7 here, and the 7 tells me that I'm going to round up as well. So if I round up, because 7 is higher than 5, and 5 or more, I'm going to add one more. 1 plus 1, or actually 1 rounded up to the next place would be, for the digit, would be 2. And if I add them all together, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. I'm going to spend about $8. It's just easier to do that way. Okay, Other problems that I might see on my test might be bestly done if I'm using my place value chart, the graphic organizer we have, which has the ones place, the tenths place, the hundredths place, and the thousandths place. If you're in Mrs. Kohler and Mr. Mortensen's Code class, you guys can benefit from using this on your test. So let's say I wind up going to the store and I have $20. Now I know I don't have a tens section here, but I'm going to put my $20 right here. Okay? If I have $20, that's it. Here's my decimal point. And actually, we're going to make this a little easier for us to remember. We're going to put a tens digit right here, just because it's cool. So now I have 2 tens, 0 ones, 0 tenths, 0 hundredths, and 0 thousandths, $20. Put my $20 there. Okay? I am going to spend $16 and 33 cents. Okay? That's how much money I'm going to spend. What's my change? What am I going to get back? If I'm going to get something back, am I adding it or am I subtracting it? I'm going to have to subtract. So right off the bat, I have 0 in my thousandths place, but I don't have any number here, so I know I'm going to have a 0. So 0 subtracted from 0 is 0. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I have a 0. I can't really subtract 0 from 3. I have no value there. So what I have to do is I have to borrow. But if I look at my tenths column, I don't have any tenths. I don't have any ones. I finally have a tens. So what I have to do is I have to borrow all the way over. And I change this to a 1, change this to a 9, and I change this to 9. It's kind of like looking at 200, but realizing that I only have 110, 9 ones, 9 tenths, because I'm going to borrow 1 tenth to create 10 hundredths, because 1 tenth would be 10 hundredths. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 3 is 6. I bring it down my decimal point. 9 minus 6 is 3. And 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't really need to put my 0 there. My change would be $3.67. That's where I'd be at. Okay. And finally, my last one. I go to Dairy Queen because it's delicious. I go to Dairy Queen and I order 1 Blizzard, 2 Dilly Bars, and a Mr. Misty. Grape flavor. Delicious. Okay? How much money am I going to spend? Once again, I can use this menu and my place value chart here on my management, on my sleeve here, and I can use this to help me out. I know I'm going to have to add 4 numbers together because I need 2 Dilly Bars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how much 2 Dilly Bars is to start out with. To do that, I would have to add, because I'm putting 2 numbers together. Now I can either add them or I can multiply them, but since we're working on adding decimals this week, I'm going to add them. 9 and 9 is 18. But that means I have 18 hundredths. Means I have to carry 1 over. 8 plus 8 is 16. Plus 1 more means I have 17 tenths, but 17 tenths means I have to carry 1 over. I don't have any numbers here. The value of no numbers would be 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So to get 2 Dilly Bars, and I can go back here, I'm going to kind of cross this out, and I'm going to put that it would cost $1.78 for 2 of them. And I'm going to erase my 2. I'm not writing a list of what I bought. I'm trying to figure out how much money I did spend. And I chose to do that one first because now it makes it easier. And I'm going to go step by step here because it's much easier to add 2 numbers and then another number instead of trying to add 3 all together. It can become confusing. So my Blizzard is $2.69. $2. Put my decimal point in 69 cents. And I know that the 2 Dilly Bars were $1.78. I'm going to add those together. Once again, I have 9 and 8 here. And one way to do this that's really easy to do would be if I could actually take my 9 here, I could draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I could draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I could count them all up, and that's how one way I could figure out how many hundredths I had. I would have 17 hundredths here. So I have to carry one over. And I could do the same thing here too. I could put one here. I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I could count all of them up. That's one good strategy to use if I have trouble adding three numbers together. I'm going to get 14 here, 14 tenths, which means I have to carry over into the ones column. 1. I have the same thing here. Ooh, there's an earthquake. 1, 2, 3, 4. I clearly have $4. But I'm not done here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this number up so I remember it. And I'm going to erase these other numbers because I'm going to have to add one more number to this. Bring down my decimal. 47.4 decimal point. Don't say dot. I'm going to erase this now because now I have it. And now I'm going to add my $1.23 for my Mr. Misty. 7 plus 3. Like I said, I can do my dots again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get 10 hundredths, which means I carry one over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. Add them all up, I get 7. Bring my decimal point down. I don't have to carry anything this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And I get 5. So I've spent $5.70. But what if I needed to make change? Let's say I gave, I'm going to make an extra column here just for kicks. Let's say I gave them $10. And I want change. And since we already said earlier, to get change, I'm going to have to subtract. Now I'm going to get rid of that number because I can just copy it down. Start from the right because I want to be right, especially with subtracting. We want to stay on track. 0 minus 0 is 0. I have 0 hundredths. 0 minus 7 I can't do, but I have a 0 in this ones column, which means I have to borrow from the whole complete whole number, which is 10. If I take 1 away from 10, I have 9. Bring over that 1, which is 10 tenths. 10 minus 7 is 3. Bring down my decimal point. 9 minus 4 is $4.30. These are some of the problems that you're going to see on the assessment. Very similar to them. Hopefully this helps. Have a great day.